Hello and welcome back to some more Genshin Impact. So, in today's video I am going to be doing this timed event right here, Whirling Waltz. And that's because there's only 1 day and 15 hours left on it. Unfortunately, I just haven't really had like the right time to focus on these timed events. So anyways, let's go ahead and read the description here, although I can't scroll down for some reason. So I can only read, on a stroll through the Court of Fontaine, when you and Paimon head over to a newsstand to do something. Yeah, I can't read the rest of that. So, let's go ahead and select go to quest. Go to a newsstand in the Court of Fontaine. Out of a mixture of curiosity and concern, you and Paimon head over to the Court of Fontaine for a stroll around.
Hey, there's a newsstand over there! Wanna grab a copy of the Steambird? We know our Fontanian friends love a little drama. There's no way they let their readers down. Isn't that Charlotte? And standing next to her, surely that can't be Kanich?
Why is she so surprised? Oh, because Kanich is from, what's it called? Notlon.
How about... Lost treasure resurfaces at last. Behold the beauty of the Remurian teacup.
Hold up. This one's a gem. A legal restaurant caught serving Saurian stew proves surprisingly popular.
Pretty shocking. But it still feels like it's missing something. Ah, got it. Udex gravely wounded in shocking stabbing. Set to miss cross-border smuggling trial.
Huh. My oh my, that can't be for real. Fine. I hate to admit it, but you've won this one. That's a weird competition, but okay.
Huh? What? Did Paimon hear that right? Neuvillette was stabbed and gravely wounded? No, surely that can't be right. Can it?
Surely not. If it is, we're all toast? Well, I guess because he's a dragon? I don't know. Aha! I thought I heard familiar voices. Well, if it isn't Aether and Paimon. What a coincidence. Mr. Kanich and I were talking about you two just a few minutes ago. Unfortunately for me, he's a very loyal friend. I pressed him for some juicy details, but he remained tight-lipped about you. So, anything you want to share with me about the great Aether's triumphant exploits in Notlon? It was a team effort. Modest as ever. Anyway, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Sorry. Let me backtrack a little. Hi, you two. It's been ages. What brings you back to Fontaine?
Hey there, you two. Fancy
A
running
timed
into
event.
you here.
A timed event is what brought me back to Fontaine. What a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, that, and also a less than pleasant shock. What the heck was all that about a Saurian meat restaurant and the Udex getting stabbed? Please say you weren't being serious.
Oh, that. We were just trading tabloid headlines. Is that what you're talking about?
Trading tabloid headlines?
Yeah. Charlotte and I were having a little contest to see who could find the most ridiculous fake news stories. Either I got lucky, or I have a knack for honing in on the most outrageous material.
I mean, it could be real, right? Just saying. I'm sorry you had to see such an unflattering side to Fontaine, Mr. Kanich. These third-rate tabloids write their headlines purely to shock and scandalize. All they care about is grabbing your attention to boost sales. The ones who've still got a shred of integrity will at least clarify the truth in the main body of the article, although the misleading headline is still an underhanded trick to draw readers in. But others, like the one we were just reading aloud, have no qualms about making outright fabrications.
If I had to quantify it, I'd say about 1% of what they write is the truth.
That's pretty lenient of you, Mr. Kanich.
Huh? Him? Lenient? Oh, you gotta be kidding! Ah!
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to give credit to these so-called news stories for occasionally including a grain of truth. All I'm saying is, even the wildest leaps of the human imagination are always rooted in reality.
all those fake headlines you mentioned actually do have some basis in fact?
Sure they do. For instance, there was in fact a smuggling trial recently. Considering the amount of speculation surrounding the smuggled goods, it's no wonder there are rumors about restaurants serving saurian meat or teacups being unearthed from ancient ruins. But in reality, the goods in question were simply a few ancient relics dug up from ruins in Natlan. Rest assured, no saurians were harmed in the process.
And if you're wondering why the Eodex didn't preside over the trial, it's because this case was assigned to another judge right from the offset. It's not as if the Palais Mermonia only has one judge. We can't expect Monsieur Nouvelet to handle every single case himself. On a more interesting note, the trial in question went remarkably smoothly, and it was all thanks to Mr. Kenichi's testimony as a key witness.
Oh, okay! Paimon was so busy freaking out about those headlines that she totally forgot to ask why you're here in Fontaine, Kenich.
Yeah, now we know why. It was all a misunderstanding. The world's not going to end. Maybe not, but it'd be an even better world for me if Mr. Kenichi here would agree to another exclusive interview with the Steambird.
It was a pretty open and shut case, and my testimony in court was clear enough. But I'm guessing, Mademoiselle Charlotte, that you're less interested in the case than you are in trying to uncover some news stories about Natlan.
Drat, you saw right through me. Guess I'll put it down to the keen instincts of a renowned saurian hunter. Any response to that, or...?
I appreciate your kind invitation, but like I said, storytelling isn't really my forte.
Kenich the speechless! Kenich the tongue-tied! Huh?
If you're dead set on doing an interview, why not talk to the Traveler instead?
Why was Paimon confused? I mean, I'm always confused when that little thing shows up, but they normally don't react to it. A how or whatever it's called. Anyways, back to me again. Of course, that's a brilliant idea. But that also means I'll need a bit more time to prep. Let me put together a thorough list of interview questions. Sounds like I'm not allowed to refuse. Well, I know I could be persistent, but at the end of the day, it's your call. Anyway, I should probably get back to work. I also need to go track down a Gestinaire and report these increasingly outrageous tabloids. Farewell, my friends, until we meet again.
Charlotte never stops, does she? Anyway, Paimon just has to ask. That how thing that popped out before, or was it a how? It kind of looked like a how, but at the same time...
Oh,
that thing. Yeah, that was a how.
okay.
Huh? What's up with him? Like, he's still noisy, but he's way quieter than before. It's like he's trying to hide or something.
Maybe he's not acclimatizing very well to Fontaine?
Could be.
Oh, a how is afraid of Eodex.
Not acclimatizing? Aw, poor almighty Dragon Lord is not feeling well.
And when I say Eodex, I mean Nouvelet.
Too bad he can't come out to argue back.
What do you mean?
There's nothing physically wrong with him. It actually has to do with a strange law we learned about after arriving in Fontaine. Apparently, it's forbidden to release flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month.
Oh, I get it now. And I'm sure Paimon gets it even better. Oh boy, is Paimon gonna be in trouble here?
Paimon sure does. Paimon's been down this road before. There's an easy solution. As long as Kenich holds onto a how's tail, he'll be considered an almighty Dragon Lord balloon, not a flying almighty Dragon Lord.
Not gonna lie, I was considering that. But a how wasn't too thrilled with the idea of huffing and puffing away in the form of a mini helium balloon. That said, it's pretty annoying how he keeps randomly popping up all of a sudden. Anyway, this morning I saw a notice outside the Palais Mermonia about an event that's set to take place outside the city soon. Something to do with filmmaking. I hear that's all the rage here. I was planning to stay here and do some exploring for a few extra days anyway, so I think I'll go check it out. It'll be a good chance to let that noisy helium balloon out. He might even learn a thing or two. If you're free, why don't you come along?
Sure, seeing how angry always makes my day. Sure, always up for a bit of fun. Let's like this one, because I have a feeling How might actually say something to it.
I know where it is, so
Oh.
let me lead the way.
That's a shame. Anyways, Whirling Waltz Act 1 started an overwhelming... Wait, is that what that said? An overnight Fantasyland. So we gotta go this way.
Looks like I remembered correctly. Here we are.
Wow, this is awesome! Hard to believe it was just an empty beach before.
Yeah, it was still completely deserted only a few days ago when I passed by on my way to testify at the Opera House. There must be some efficient workers in Fontaine. Quite impressive.
A few days? One night was all it took. Rap-a-tap-tap.
Whoa.
Ta-da!
That was a little bit crazy.
But is this all it takes to blow people away? Oh, no, no, no. Given my past experience, I can't let myself get carried away.
There's something oddly familiar about the way you talk. Who are you again? I actually don't know who.
Oh no, you've forgotten me?
Oh,
Oh, does graph adversarial technology ring any bells? It's me, Lapine Pauline.
I think she was from a different timed event. Good to see you again. The prototype lens has come in handy, by the way. Been keeping yourself busy with some paperwork lately. I don't know. Prototype lens? Sure.
Of course. How else would we have managed to build Fantasyland in a single night?
Fantasyland?
At least that's how I like to think of it myself. A magical land of fantasy, the stuff of film buffs' dreams. I know it sounds like I'm laying it on thick, but that really is the goal here.
Okay.
As you can see, the theme of this amusement park is Fontainian filmmaking, a place for all film lovers to come together and co-construct a world of dreams.
Co-construct? Well, that's a relief. Sounds like you're sharing the cost this time rather than pouring your entire life savings into a single project.
Nope! I might be inviting others to help fund this, but that doesn't mean I haven't thrown all of my life savings into it too.
Huh? You've got to be kidding. Ha! Look at you, puny little humans. Recklessly betting your entire future against some stupid vanity project. If you're expecting even an ounce of sympathy from the almighty Dragon Lord, dream on! Mockery is all you shall get, straight from the heart!
Sorry, just ignore that little gizmoid. He likes to butt in occasionally. Do go on.
Gizmoid? What? That's a pretty funny picture, by the way.
Gizmoid? Who you calling Gizmoid? You're the Gizmoid!
Wow! That's quite a nifty mecha you've got yourself there. Is it some sort of smart personal assistant? You ought to let Miss Charlotte see your cool gadget. Who knows? Maybe you could even look into mass production.
Mass production? Ugh, insolent, vulgar, and disrespectful! I, the almighty Dragon Lord, am one of a kind! There has never been another like me, nor will there ever be! And another thing, smart is the understatement of the century! I shall have you know that I am Kahulahau, forebear of ancient wisdom! I lived for eons long before any of you were born!
What? Heavens above! I beg your pardon, forebear of ancient wisdom. Please, I meant no offense.
Is she joking?
Idiot meets idiot.
Oh. Maybe not?
What's all the fuss? Making some new friends, are we?
Hello, Navia?
Miss Navia! Allow me to introduce the star behind all the work that's gone into this venue. Miss Navia, president of Fontaine Spina di Rosula.
Hello, everyone. Partner, Paimon, how have you been lately?
Ah, my trusty partner. Very well, thanks. Even better now that you're here.
Hello there. I'm Kanich.
What about me? What about me? My useless servant can't even give me a proper introduction!
You think someone yelling their name out in the middle of a public street really needs an introduction?
He's not wrong. I caught yours just now, in fact. So, you must be the almighty Dragon Lord, Mr. Ahau. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He can't really shake your hand, can he?
Oh, see that? That's what I call proper manners! Well, well, it's not every day you meet a well-mannered human. Navia, was it? Excellent. You may address the almighty Dragon Lord by his name. Navia, don't you think the title Almighty Dragon Lord is a bit silly?
It's no big deal. All little animals do that, don't they? I mean, try to puff themselves up to look more impressive.
Ahau's totally being treated like a little cuddly pet.
Anyway, it's all thanks to Miss Navia and the Spina di Rosula that Fantasyland's gotten up and running in the space of a single night. Honestly, thank heavens! After all that paperwork and endless waiting, the event and venue finally got the green light. I couldn't wait a moment longer. The second the approval came through, I reached out to President Navia hoping she could lend a hand. After all, who else but the Spina di Rosula would indulge such impulsive demands?
Sorry, traveler. Miss Lapine Pauline sometimes gets a bit overwhelmed by her own excitement, as you can see.
Yeah, she's very eccentric.
I'm guessing she hasn't gone into much detail about the event yet, so let me fill you in. In short, the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland is a fan convention that's open to film enthusiasts from all over Teyvat. Miss Lapine Pauline is hosting this event, and also providing technical support.
Huh? Cheval Moran?
That's right, the one and only Surintendant Cheval Moran! After much persistence and many solicitations, I finally obtained Lady Farina's permission to use the image of her close friend.
Okay.
Not only is our adorable mascot drawing in fans by the minute, but she's also boosting her own popularity. And that was always the goal, a win-win arrangement.
It's been a while since we last met, but still, it's a surprise to hear Lapine Pauline coming out with such sensible ideas.
I just wish I could remember her.
By the way, Miss Lapine Pauline, have you decided to switch careers and go into film tech?
Not exactly. By chance, one of the prototype lenses I developed caught a photographer's eye, and it's now being used for the latest cinematic productions. Thanks to this unexpected opportunity, I've had the chance to invent various film-related equipment and props.
That's right. So don't underestimate Miss Lapine Pauline, our resident engineer. She's the technical powerhouse at the core of this entire event. As for the Spina di Rosula, we're mainly here to take care of planning, operations, and management. For anyone feeling inspired to set up a booth, Miss Lapine Pauline and I will provide the necessary technical and operational support once their application has been approved. By the way, traveler, are you at all interested in taking part?
Obviously.
It would be a chance for you to earn some extra income. Plus, with your skills, I'm sure you could bring something special to the table.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Paimon would be even more tempted if you were to, say, throw in one of those fancy feasts she's seen in those gourmet food reels.
Well, as it happens, that'll be a piece of cake. Everyone needs to eat, whether they be tourists or the stall owners themselves. So thanks to Miss Navia's help, we've managed to invite none other than the celebrity chef, Miss Escoffier, to run our theme restaurant. Look over there.
Wait a second. Is that like a unique character there?
You! Yes, you! For the last time, the ingredients have
Yeah.
to be in the right ratio! Get it right next time, or you might as well just lie down on the chopping board yourself.
Okay, so she's a chef. Famous chef and pioneer Fontaine's Precision Gastronomy, a culinary movement that takes the rigorous precision and quantitative methods that are routine in scientific experimentation and applies them to cooking. In the eyes of her students, she is both a genius who strives for perfection and a stickler whose exacting standards fill them with dread. To create dishes that transcend the sublime, she is constantly pushing the boundaries of flavor.
She seems a bit busy right now.
Well, I'm sold. I think I'll make a How go be her assistant.
You little... what's your game here?
Demoiselle, sorry to bother you, but there's an issue over here that requires your personal attention.
Apologies. Looks like it's back to work with me. Please feel free to take a gander at what we've got.
I shall.
Anyway, if you're interested in taking part, come find me later.
Sure thing. Okay, so I thought she was going to have a little bit more to say. So here's Lapine Pauline. It wants me to talk to her, right? Let's talk to Navia. Wait a second. Maybe I shouldn't have talked to her.
Traveler, it's you! Ready to join the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland crew?
Let me get a few other things in order first, yeah.
No problem. We'll be ready when you are.
Okay. So find out about the convention by talking to Lapine Pauline. That seems like a good idea.
Greetings. Apologies if you overheard my harsh words just now, but I assure you it is entirely necessary. The sheer lack of standards here will be the death of me. Do you have any idea of the kind of customers I'm gonna get with how lax things are at the moment? The ones that leave their guns behind by accident, and then come back to collect them later, bringing ammunition with them.
Yeah, that's the kind of customer you wouldn't forget in a hurry.
Oh.
Did she do that?
Wait, has that happened before?
Or maybe... Okay.
No, it's just the mention of guns reminded me. Someone did actually leave their gun nearby.
Huh?
Just before we started setting up, as we were cleaning up the site, someone stumbled upon a mysterious locked box.
Okay.
It didn't look like something from Fontaine, though. It had more of a Natlanese vibe.
I'm trying to think of people from that land that have guns. And I can't think of any.
Oh?
Do you think a foreign tourist might have left it behind?
That's what I assumed at first. But the box was buried beneath a pile of wooden planks, rocks, and whatnot, so it seemed like someone deliberately hid it there.
Weird.
But I didn't see much point in speculating, so the best thing I could think of was to hand it over to the authorities. I trekked all the way over to the Palais Mermonia just to hand it in. Ugh, it was exhausting.
What did the authorities make of it?
Oh, they made a mountain out of a molehill, as usual. Before even addressing the question of what was actually inside the box, they had several heated discussions about whose responsibility it was to write the lost and found notice. Thankfully, the ever-reliable Officer Sedine stepped up and immediately called in the Marechaussee Phantom to crack the lock and check if there were any dangerous items inside. And, as it turned out, there was a gun.
Wow, that's a dangerous item, all right.
Mind if I ask what kind of gun it was?
Oh yeah, Mr. Kanich, you're from Natlan, aren't you? Do you know a lot about guns?
Oh boy, I'm hearing thunder. Hopefully the power doesn't go out.
You could say it comes with the job. I have an interest in weaponry and the like.
Ugh, such a spoiled brat. What, are the toys I gave you not good enough for you anymore?
Yep, got sick of those long ago.
You little... Don't dare you turn your nose up at my gifts! Why
Time for a timeout, old-timer. Sorry.
Wait a
Where
sec.
were we? Oh yeah. Do you recall what the gun looked like?
What happened to Hao? I don't think I saw what he did to Hao.
It's a bit hard to describe. If you ask me, it didn't even really look like a gun. Give me a second. I'll knock out a quick sketch.
Okay. I wonder what it's gonna look like.
Something like this.
Uh-huh. That's very weird looking.
Whoa, it's so neat and precise.
Sketched by a professional engineer, after all.
It's nothing. Sorry. Is something wrong with my drawing? I know it doesn't really look like a gun, but I assure you, this is exactly what it looked like. And it certainly could shoot as well, too. I confirmed that with the officer from the Marechaussee Phantom.
No, quite the opposite. The features are very accurate, and it is definitely from Natlan. Please, don't mind me. I'm just taking a moment to admire it.
Thanks a lot, Lapine Pauline. Can't wait for the event to get started.
I should be the one thanking you. Thank you, and everyone else for your support.
Don't mention it. Besides, we haven't really done anything.
Not at all! The buzz and excitement you guys bring is exactly what this event needs. Oh dear, I'm starting to feel a bit guilty watching everyone else toil away. Guess it's about time I got back to work too. But just before I go, one last thing. Traveler, it's wonderful to see you. Here's to a successful collaboration.
Sure thing. See ya. It seems like Kaniche has something to say. Let's go find a quiet spot. After saying goodbye to Lapine Pauline, you and Kaniche find a quiet spot.
I'm sure you noticed that there was something unusual about that gun.
I think that's what that said. You and Kaniche find somewhere you can chat. It looked ancient.
Correct. It's most likely an old weapon dug up from some ancient dragon ruins. Based on my experience, it might be more accurate to refer to it as a hand cannon. But in Fontaine terms, it's not wrong to call it a gun. Given why I came here, don't you think it's curious that an ancient dragon relic of unknown origin would turn up like this, out of the blue? I suspect this gun might have something to do with that smuggling case. It might have slipped through the cracks.
Yeah, I was thinking it might have something to do with it too, but I wasn't entirely sure. I didn't remember if it was a smuggling case or what, but I had a feeling it had something to do with the case that they mentioned.
Time is of the essence, so I'd like to head over to the Palais Mermonia to verify my suspicions.
I think I'll join you.
Perfect. Then we can head out right away. Or, if you want to catch up with your friends first, I can wait.
Huh. So wait a second, what about Navia? We were supposed to talk to Navia, right? Okay, let's do this.
It's time, dear partner in Paimon, for us to turn our attention to the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland. As I mentioned, the park was started up by enthusiasts who brought in the Spina di Rosula to handle the planning, construction, and operations. Of course, enthusiasts aren't typically all-around experts. They usually stick to designing the event booths. We, for our part, handle long-term operations and develop standardized strategy guides for the different activities.
Long-term operations? Strategy? It all sounds so complicated. We spend most of our time adventuring, and we barely have any experience running a stall. Do you think we can handle this?
Not every big boss went to business school, you know. We've done plenty of big business ourselves.
That's more like it.
I guess.
You've seen it all before, haven't you, partner? I'd even go as far as to say you've shaped some of Tevat's biggest business ventures. Anyway, first things first. Let's get an overview of how the whole festival's gonna be run.
Okay. Oh, that little thing, yep. It's gonna pop up. Very nice. So, 3 different events. Or maybe 4 different events.
As you can see, our fantasy land's a bit like a sugar-free macaron right now. Several areas are still under construction.
Okay.
The Spina's only been able to hire a limited number of craftsmen. Besides, we don't have enough experience to handle multiple projects simultaneously. That's why I chose to adopt a time slot-based planning method, so we can focus on specific tasks during each designated period.
Oh.
Upgrading facilities, expanding the venue, hiring staff. All of this requires funds and time slots to accomplish. So, it's our job to allocate precious time slots in each business cycle to the most worthwhile tasks.
Geez, that thunder is getting really loud.
As we attract more guests and earn money to add to our funds, we'll also be able to work more efficiently, which will allow us to divide each cycle into finer time slots, which will let us get more done.
So we'll be limited in the decisions we can make and tasks we can focus on within each time period. Which means we have to use our limited actions and Mora to earn even more Mora.
We've done something like this before.
Kinda like playing chess or cards then. Cooking up a strategy in advance is gonna be key.
Okay, so let's leave.
Paimon thinks she just about gets it. How do you feel about it, Traveler?
Haha, sounds right up my alley. Wow, I guess we'll learn on the job, yeah.
Yep, come on, we can do this. You mentioned standardized strategy guides just now. Does that mean there are non-standard ways to take part too?
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Of course. Film and entertainment mean different things to different people. And there's gonna be a wide range of exciting activities for people to try out. If we're not careful, some visitors might wander off and end up getting in trouble. And others might pick up dangerous props by mistake. To avoid confusion, we need to create a standardized strategy guide for each activity. Just think of it like a walkthrough.
I see. You want me to be your test player. I get it, you want me to set the benchmark. Either way.
Wow, if we're the first ones to test out the activities, who knows what surprises there could be waiting for us. But if we hit a tough spot, we'll just have to rely on our skills to carry us through.
Hopefully it goes without saying that I'd never put you in danger, partner. I carefully checked all the existing activities before you arrived, and I can assure you that they're all perfectly safe. I also wanted you to experience the activities before anyone else gets to. It'll be fun. Plus, we'd like to hear your thoughts and suggestions.
Oh, those are two things Navia is best at. Making people feel safe and having fun.
Great! Well, I can't wait to hear what you think. Your input is super important to us. All right then. Let's start with Eclectic Escapades and put our first guide together.
Okay. Let's talk to her.
The fresh vegetables from the new batch are exceptional quality. I just wish I could say the same about the new staff.
Huh. Is that all? Okay. Is there anybody else here of interest? I don't think so. So let's go ahead and talk to her.
All right then. Time to try out Eclectic Escapades. I'll leave the strategy guide to you guys.
So, swiftly weaving through narrow alleyways, beset on all sides by danger, a popular trope in action films, and one that's faithfully brought to life by eclectic escapades. Experience the thrill of the chase in this high-paced attraction. So let's unlock the facility by spending time. Okay. Formulate a standard strategy to ensure smooth running of the facility. Themed circuit based on the adventure film Journey to the Secret Sea, legend tells of a mysterious ocean current, its ebb and invitation for adventurers to seek the mystical heart of the ocean, the so-called Secret Sea. So the ticket price is $160, max service value is $40. Formulate a strategy to obtain the rewards. I have no idea how this is going to work, but we shall see. Because, I mean, obviously it isn't going to be too complicated, otherwise people wouldn't like it at all, right? And I imagine that the people that made it have done at least some testing on it, so... Collect the required number of adventure coins and reach the destination to complete the challenge. Beware of some traps in the stage that will decrease challenge time if touched. So this is just a collecting coin thing. What? Okay. Huh. This is very weird, but I'm not going to complain about it. I just think it's very weird that it turned into a coin collection minigame. There we go. Is there a way to speed up? I think there is, right? Oh, yeah. I should speed up whenever I get the chance. Did I miss a coin? Or was that a fish? Oh, man. I missed some coins. It's not a big deal. There are plenty of coins around. I think I've already got over the amount that I need. So, that's good, right? That was really easy. I don't know how to feel about that.
Ah, both of you seem even more excited than before. Looks like your first trial run didn't disappoint.
The challenge format is super easy to get into, and it ties in perfectly with the film theme.
Paimon hasn't actually watched
If you
that
say
many
so.
films, but after trying it out, she might just be hooked. We should check out the film that it's based on.
Great job, Paimon. That's exactly what our enthusiast friends were hoping you'd say. They'd be beyond delighted to hear that visitors are curious about the films that inspired these attractions.
Huh.
Some have even been willing to contribute extra funds out of their own pockets. Where budgets have allowed, of course.
Out of their own pockets?
That's right. While the Spina di Rosula covers the cost of basic booth materials and rental fees, many fans have personally funded promotional materials and related merchandise. The cost of the booth itself isn't their main expense. Some of them have already started designing spin-off products inspired by film characters. Take our official mascot, Surintendant Chevalmoran, for instance. She won second place in the last most popular character poll for the comic film category, and was even dubbed the pinnacle of round, bouncy cuteness. Many people have expressed interest in designing cushions based on her image, using the highest quality fabrics and hiring the most skilled artisans to mass produce them. These cushions will officially go on sale at the next convention alongside lots of similar products.
Now that you mention it, I kind of want one too. Shouldn't Farina be getting a sizable cut?
Don't worry. As Surintendant Chevalmoran's guardian and official image rights agent, Farina's already getting 60% of the sales revenue.
Okay.
After all, the fans are doing this voluntarily. Not for profit, but to promote Surintendant Chevalmoran's adorable image. The more Mora ends up in Farina's purse, the better Surintendant Chevalmoran's meals will be. And who wouldn't be happy to hear that?
Oh, Paimon likes the sound of that. Everyone working hard for something they all love without worrying about profit.
Still, we can't just ignore Mora completely. Whether it's fan creations or official commercial projects, some level of financial balance is still necessary. The same logic applies to the Chevalmoran film Fantasyland taken as a whole. Once we finish the standardized strategy guides, our attractions can officially be open to the public. But we can't take personal charge of the ticketing process. There's plenty of work to do at the various booths, and the park itself is a work in progress. We'll need to assign dedicated employees to maintain and manage each attraction. There's a recruitment section on the park's bulletin board. We've received many applications, and each candidate has their strengths. Our job is to match the best candidates to each attraction based on their overall performance. Once assigned, the staff will keep the attractions running, ensuring a continuous revenue stream.
Wait, so we've suddenly gone from being playtesters to heads of human resources? That's definitely a first for us.
I have very high standards when it comes to reviewing resumes. I'll make an awesome boss.
Just don't hold everyone up to your own standards, okay? You can't expect everyone else to be as capable as you. Alright, time to review some resumes. Fingers crossed we'll get some exceptional candidates.
And that is where I'm going to be ending today's video, because I have no idea when the power is going to go out. It sounds really bad outside. I don't know if it's actually coming through the microphone or not, but anyway, so yeah, thank you very much for watching. Next time I play, which has got to be very soon, so after the storm passes, I will be continuing this timed event. The next few videos are going to be solely focused on this timed event just because of how very little time is left. I'm going to try not to get to this point where there's like so little time left on a timed event in the future. I know that there is another timed event right here, but this one probably can be done off camera, just because I think it might be a domain based on like all the monsters and stuff right there. But anyways, we'll see. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time when I continue this timed event. Bye-bye!